Hello, good morning, students. Today we have another important extract from Macbeth that we have been doing, and now we are in Act 5, Scene 1. We have completed the summary, the analysis, the brief story, important explanations of the four acts of Macbeth. Now we are with another new important passage from Act 5, Scene 1. I recite this extract: out, damned spot, out. I say, one, two. Why then? It's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared. What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our powers to account. Yet who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him? Doctor, go to, you have known what you should not. Here is the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh. So these are the lines that we have to analyze today from Macbeth. And dear students, these lines are very important. If you analyze and when you analyze the character of Lady Macbeth, you have to quote some of the lines from these ones because they reveal about the character of Lady Macbeth. Okay, what had happened to Lady Macbeth now once we saw in Act 1 and Act 2, but now there is no such Lady Macbeth in Act 5. So let's go with the reference to the context of these lines. As I have spoken from Act 5 and Scene 1, and these lines, these words are the part of Lady Macbeth's dialogue. Means these lines have been spoken by Lady Macbeth. And the location of the scene, this scene, first scene of the Act 5, is the palace of Macbeth, where they are living. And the name of this palace is Dunsinane. So the Dunsinane is the palace where Lady Macbeth and Macbeth both are living. Lady Macbeth is in her castle and she is greatly disturbed in her mind now because of the crimes she and her husband have taken part in. So what we see in this scene is that this scene opens with Lady Macbeth, the maid of Lady Macbeth, woman that is, and the doctor is there. The Lady Macbeth is sick, ill. She is absolutely disturbed in her mind. Why she is disturbed? We will see that because of the crimes and because of the actions or that she and her husband have taken part in. So a woman who is the attendant of Lady Macbeth and a doctor who is also an attendant of Lady Macbeth, both of them have given the duty to take care of Lady Macbeth. And it was given by Macbeth. Because, why? Because she has started to walk in sleep now. She is sick And why she is sick, that I have spoken, because of the actions and the crimes that they have taken in the past. But now, as we all of us know, that this scene is known as sleepwalking scene. That is, Lady Macbeth walks in her sleep. And as she walks, she also speaks those things which she should not have spoken. And this is what the doctor says. That is, in this mental condition or in this mental problem, she is revealing the facts of the crime or of the murder of King Duncan. She is repeating those words she spoke with Macbeth when they did commit the murder of King Duncan. So, this scene is absolutely very important scene. And these lines, because these are spoken by Lady Macbeth, therefore these lines are as much important as the scene itself. So this scene is in fact the mirror of the mind of Lady Macbeth. As I told you, Lady Macbeth is revealing inside or herself what is there in her mind. Now we find that she is no longer a stronger woman. Now she is no longer a strong woman that we saw in the Act 1, where she called upon the evil spirits to unsex her. That we have seen in Act 1, Scene 5, how she invokes the evil spirits that they should come and take away the milk from her breast and change her sex, that is, make her a male instead of a female. So our mind is racked with dismal memories. Now, when we go with the explanations of these lines, we will see that she is entirely sick and she walks in sleep. So during this mental strain, she is repeating whatever they did in the past secretly. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth, whatever they did in the past, now she is revealing. She is repeating the same words that she spoke to Macbeth. What she speaks in these lines? She says, here is a spot of blood. So looking at her hands, she speaks, here is a spot of blood, in spite of her washing. So she is also washing her hands again and again. But even then she sees that there is a spot of blood on her hands. So in her imagination, she wants, that this blood spot should be disappeared. It should disappear. But it's not going there. It is there in her imagination. So she is washing her hands again and again, but still she finds the spot of the blood on her hand. Whereas in the Act 1, in Act 2, when they committed the murder, what she had spoken we know very well, that a little water will clean everything, will wash away all these evidences of the murder. That she spoke to Macbeth when Macbeth was totally perturbed and disturbed. So her wandering memory is now going back to the signal of the quail on the very night of Duncan's murder. So she is also repeating the clock. She is speaking, it's now time, it's now 12 o'clock, it's midnight, it's 2 o'clock at night. Very next moment, she thinks that the darkness of the night, which seems to her the darkness of the hell, then she also speaks that this darkness of the night appearing to her as if it is the darkness of the hell. It means as if they are in hell, not in on earth. Then what she does? She rebukes her husband for his cowardice and says that they need not fear. So in her imagination, now she is also rebuking, scolding, reproaching her husband, telling him, why are you so worried? You should look normal, natural. They need not to fear, because no one will demand an explanation for their conduct, because they are in the power. They are the sovereigns. They are the sovereigns. They are the superpower. They are the authority of the country. So nobody will doubt upon them. Nobody will have any dare to ask them any type of such questions. So he need not to worry about that. That is what she spoke earlier in the previous scene. Is now she is speaking in her imagination and in her mental sickness. As I have spoken, as I have said, they are someone's, then in a minute, her all courage vanishes. But very soon, she loses all her courage, and then she imagines there is an endless flow of blood from the wounds of the murdered king. Then what she sees, she speaks, oh, there is the blood, there is the overflow of the blood from the King Duncan after having After murdering King Duncan, still she sees there is a fountain of blood that is coming out from his body. So this is what she sees in her mental sickness or in her imagination now. So we understand that now she is quite different from her former self, and we know that once she told her husband after he had murdered the King Duncan, what she spoken? A little water cleans us of this deed. कि थोड़ा सा पानी जो है कि इस सब काम को मिटा देगा, अर्थात ये सारे सबूत मिटा देगा. But now what we see, what she speaks, she finds that there is one spot of blood which has not yet been washed off her hand. That is, it is still on her hand. She sees at her hand, it has not been washed away. She feels also the smell of that blood, and disappointed when she does not get rid of that smell. So she also smells that blood, and then depressed when she finds that this blood is not going away, is not washing away, even after having washed again and again. So she says in the last words of these lines, that these are very important lines, that all the sweet scent of Arabia will not sweeten the unwelcome smell of blood from her little hand. So when she sees a little blood that is still there on her hand, she speaks, she tries to remove it, but it doesn't. She finds it again and again. Therefore, in the last she speaks that I think that all the sweet scent of Arabia, perfumes of Arabia, will not sweeten the smell of this blood, the spot of this blood from her hands. That is, it cannot be removed even by the whole water of the Arabian Sea and its scent, sweet scent. So she finds that it's very impossible task now to remove that stain of blood from her hand. So it shows that she is deeply sick, mentally disturbed, mentally tortured, mentally not in relief, and this is what she speaks in this way. And so far the critical note of these lines, we can say that this scene is the summit or the topmost peak. Now it is the topmost peak. Very soon we will hear that there is the death of Lady Macbeth. So all tragic conception and execution. So of this tragedy, this is the most climax of this tragedy, and this is the all tragic conception and executions are there. Lady Macbeth would never reveal those guilty secrets for all the wealth of the world, but in the awful war that is raging in her breast, her will is able. So this is the rage in her breast that wants to come out. Otherwise, she would have never revealed anything like that, even if she would have been given the whole wealth of the world. The secrets she would not reveal. She would never reveal those secrets. But since she is ill, she is sick, something wants to come out from her heart. That is, there is some kind of raging and anger in her heart. So she wants to speak in this way. And therefore we know that her will is helpless. Her feet, her lips, her hands conspire against her. So nothing is in her control. Even her lips are not in control, her hands are not in control, her feet are not in control. So nothing is in her control, and she is totally sick. So the doctor here says that her mind, not her body is sick, and that he is horrified at the truth she has learned. So the doctor has also spoken here, and he concludes that not her body but her mind is sick. So Lady Macbeth's mind is sick, and whatever the truths that she has spoken, the doctor says that he is horrified to listen to them, because the secrets are very, very terrible, very fearful and fearing, because the secrets are about the murder of King Duncan. So, dear friends, this is what we have from this scene, that is the sleepwalking scene, that is that the Lady Macbeth is walking in her sleep and speaking, revealing the secrets, the truths about the murder of King Duncan, that she must not have spoken in this way. But this is the climax of this tragedy, and very soon we will find that Lady Macbeth, who was once so strong, but now she is absolutely helpless, and very soon she will die. So thank you very much. I hope you will enjoy this video lecture, and in the next time, we will meet again with some important extract from this very play, that is Macbeth. So till then, bye bye, thank you very much.